we have the two. Dini, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's something wrong with my computer. So I'm using my handphone now. I think it's okay. So can you confirm that the two speakers are in?
So far I can only see Miss Shaida.
I'm
Also,
here.
Miss Najihah also in.
Okay, Najihah, you are there.
Yes.
So would you like to start now? Who's in charge of recording?
I think we are having some kind of technical issue right now because this meeting we cannot record this meeting because the link was made not using the e-pembelajaran account. So
Okay.
the technical is trying to solve it right now. Maybe I don't know. Yes, sir.
So who's working on it?
I think Zaf and Farah are working on it.
We'll just wait for a few more minutes. Okay.
Sumpah lah.
Okay, what's the status now?
They're still trying to figure out how to record the meeting without having to change this link because so many people are already in. So
Okay, I think uh, the thing is, hold on, let me just. Okay, the thing is, you're gonna have that YouTube streaming anyway, right?
yes.
So we can actually get the recording from the YouTube.
Wait, I asked them.
Okay.
I think yes, sir. Maybe
Yeah, okay. I think we can just carry on, but you have to make sure because for the last talk series, I mean somebody forgot to turn on the volume, so it was like silent for I don't know around 15 minutes on YouTube. So who's in charge of the YouTube streaming?
it's Zafri, sir.
Okay, so you have to make sure that everything is okay with the YouTube streaming. I think we can carry on because this is, I mean, we are already 10 minutes past 10. Huh? Okay, so can you just inform Zafri? Okay, Shaida is looking good today. Okay.
It's so hard finding the right lighting, sir. So,
Oh, okay.
Sir, I think we can start now.
Okay, sure. So Dini, is Madam Dash in?
Yes, Madam Dash is in only for about 30 minutes because
Okay,
she
sure.
had another business. Okay, so
Okay then.
so sorry everyone for the delay because of some technical issue. So we're going to start the session now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all of the beloved audience. Welcome to our fourth sharing session under the Innovation Talk series organized by the English Language Department in collaboration with TESL Institute of Teacher Education, Sultan Mizan campus. Before that, let us start this program by reciting Al-Fatiha. Amin Amin Ya Rabbal Alameen. I am Noraddinie Binti Ahmad Amran from TESL 1 and I will be the moderator for today's Innovation Talk. First and foremost, I'd like to show my gratitude to everyone who is involved for giving me this chance, especially Madam Dashima Binti Abdul Wahab, the head of English Language Department, and Mr. Muhammad Zaki bin Muhammad Amin, who is the coordinator for this talk series. Also, thank you and welcome again to everyone who is present today and joining us for this fourth series of this Innovation Talk. The objectives for this Innovation Talk series to be organized are to disseminate the knowledge on the concepts of invention, innovation, and creativity, and also to spark interest in educational innovation among pre-service and in-service teachers. It is also to provide a sharing platform for seasoned innovators and teachers to come together. Furthermore, as we all knew, the intake of June 2020 had begun our studies without any seniors at the campus, so I do think this is a perfect opportunity for us to create a bond with the alumni, although we have yet to have the chance and meet face to face. Let creativity speak to go beyond the impossible is the slogan created for our Innovation Talk series for today. Why so? This is to imply that with creativity, the human minds can create almost everything. Creativity is unlimited. and so is the infinite probabilities of creation that could come from the mind of thinkers who were to be creative, to invent, and to innovate. As Albert Einstein had stated, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Based on this saying, we have to rethink and consider many possible solutions to certain problems that we have yet to solve. Hence, discovering the solutions by creating new initiatives, and that is creativity. With it, sometimes the impossible can also become possible. Before we actually start this talk, I'd like to invite Madam Dashima Binti Abdul Wahab, the head of English Language Department, to give a few words regarding this program. With all due respect, please welcome. Before we actually start this talk, I'd like to invite Madam Dashima Binti Abdul Wahab, the head of English Language.
Dash.
Oh,
Are you-
sorry, Taki, are you inviting me?
No,
yes,
I'm not. The moderator is inviting you to say a few
Okay,
words.
sorry. Because I thought Shaida is going to say something. Alright, because just accidentally I was out. Alright, I left the meeting. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Welcome
Waalaikumsalam.
everyone. Alright, so this is the fourth series, Innovation Talk series. Alright, thank you very much the coordinator, Mr. Muhammad Zaki, and also the TESL student, alright, the team that in charge for today's talk series. And also welcome to our two speakers for today, Shaida and also Najihah. Alright, welcome to both of you. Alright, nice having to meet you again after such a long years. Alright, so I see that as for today Innovation Talk series, everyone can actually listen to this both speakers. Alright, having to share their experience regarding their innovation and so on. Alright, so I think that's all from me. So congratulations to all, and again, hopefully this will be another fruitful talk series. Alright, to all of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Dashima, for your welcoming speech. So now I'd like to invite Mr. Muhammad Zaki bin Muhammad Amin as the coordinator for this Innovation Talk series for some insights. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum and a very glorious morning, especially to the head of English Language Department, Madam Dash, and also I think no other lecturers are in. Other lecturers, okay, if they are in, as well as lecturers from other colleges, and also Pismp students of IPGKSM. Today is is another exciting talk. Okay, I would like to welcome two beloved TESL students from the second batch. Okay, I'm hoping that all of you can really pay attention. Okay, because they will share with you all the experience that they have, and also they'll share with you two very amazing innovations. Okay, for your information, I supervise the two of them for their action research final project, and both of them did really well. Okay, and I'm hoping that this will actually prepare the TESL students as well as other students for your research component in SEM 7. Okay, and as I told you before, I'm hoping that this will actually build the synergy between the juniors as well as the seniors. Okay, I'm hoping that the juniors can reach out to the seniors for help if necessary, because they are now into their first sem, the ISMP. Okay, with the help of the seniors, I'm hoping that the seniors will be able to alleviate the burden that they are having, because they are having online classes now, so it's kind of put a lot of pressure on them. Okay, so I wish that this talk would benefit all of you, and I hope you will enjoy the talk. Okay, so thank you very much. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Zaki bin Muhammad Amin, for your thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to introduce to the audience our two most welcome speakers who are also the alumni of Institute of Teacher Education, Sultan Mizan campus, and they are going to share about their innovations today. For our first speaker, we have Ms. Shaida Binti Zulkiflee, who is currently teaching in SJKC Lokyot, Johor, and is the head committee of the English language with her innovation CJ Square, a phonics innovation. As for our second speaker, we have Ms. Najihah Binti Najmuddin, who is currently serving as a teacher in SJKC Huajin in Batu Pahat, Johor, and is also the head committee for English language at her school. She had joined us today to share and give us some insights on her innovation, Taggin, a dictionary speed skill. So, without further ado, I will now invite our first speaker, Ms. Shaida Binti Zulkiflee, to present to us about her innovation, CJ Square, that helps students with phonics. Please welcome.
She had joined us today to share and give us some insights on her innovation, Taggin, a dictionary speed skill.
Thank you to Madam Dasima and Mr. Zaki for having me today and for creating such a good platform for us to share our innovation to our juniors. Hello everyone, so I'm going to share with you about my innovation called CJ Square. Okay, so my innovation is called CJ Square, and so how it all started. At first, I came across this citation from these two person. So Moon said the pupils seems to confuse between English and Malay sounds. They begin to make implicit comparison between similar sounding words, a phenomenon described by linguists as lexical restructuring. So when we have interference of our mother tongue, we tend to pronounce words differently, and we choose to go to Malay pronunciation. So mother tongue actually plays a really important role in learning a language, especially English. That's why I came up with CJ Square, because I want to help the student with their pronunciation. So, and then Martin said that since students have a difficult time hearing their own pronunciation mistakes and judging the native likeness of their speech, teaching tools can help to show specific sound and the pattern. So from here, we can see that to help the students with pronunciation, we can create tools. So that's how I came up with CJ Square. So in 2012, we are still in first year, junior years, just like you guys. At that time, during our introduction to linguistic class, Mr. Zaki gave us a task, the same as you guys need to create one invention, which to help the students in English. So there are many areas that you can cover, right? Listening, speaking. So you can cover for all those skills. But for our group, we covered the pronunciation or speaking skills. And then in the group of four, together with me, I have Iman, Akila, and Adi. So after a really long brainstorming and then discussion, we finally came up with CG Square. So why I call it CJ Square? CJ Square, if you remember at that time, the animation, the story CJ7 was so famous, right? But it's not CJ7, okay? It's not that. It's about the shape that matters. So if you look at my shape here, we have C shape, and then we have J shape, and also we have square shape. So that's how it came as CJ Square. Instead of saying CJ2, I choose CJ Square. So, so how to use this? This actually acts like a phone. The first one, which is C, you use it like a phone. So you talk and you can listen. J would be, see, phone, and then another line here where it's like you are calling somebody and someone can listen to you. And then square would be when you make it into a two shape where somebody will talk and someone will listen. So the square shape would be very good in helping you to practice with friends, where you just say the word, your friends will say whether it's correct or wrong. So C would be a self-practice. J would be when they want to practice to hear, and then their friends also listen to them. So this is how I came up with CJ Square. And at that time, it's really, we have the idea, but we don't know how to make the product. So at first we were thinking about using steel, but then we were thinking it's gonna be very hard to find the material. So at the end we came up with PVC pipes, using just PVC pipes, which is affordable and durable. So if you look here, it only costs us, it doesn't cost us different shapes, but I let them do it because it's like a learning process where they just create their own. And then it also boosts confidence and increase the pupils' interest in learning language, because I believe in fun learning. So if it's fun, then it's going to be working. So this would be the cost. We just use PVC pipes and some spray paint, and it costs us around plus minus RM20. Yeah. It's a cheap product that can be produced anywhere. You can just mass produce it to use in one, go to this competition. And then for the first year in 2012, during Mr. Zaki class, we just use it among friends, using it with friends. So we didn't have any research participants for that. So in 2013, we joined ICON, International Conference on Early Childhood Education. So at that time, we compete against a lot of people, IPG seniors, IPG lecturers, teachers, and lecturers from all over Malaysia. And we were also competing against international participants. It's 3 rounds. So we made it to all 3 rounds and we won the silver award. So I'll show you the pictures of us. So this is the process. So for this one, we need research participants. So in any innovation that you make, your research participant like me, first my research participants is my friends. So my friend will be like, oh, I can listen to this one. It's very clear. So we got the foolproof tools that can be used by everyone, right? So we carry out the second one. when we want to join early childhood, we use the preschoolers. So these kids are from Tunas Madani, a preschool inside IPG. So when you went to IPG later, you will know that we've got a preschool inside our IPG. So we use the kids at that time for preschoolers. We just focus on their vocabulary. So for the words, we show them pictures, we teach them how to pronounce. So pronunciation for that kids at that age is like slightly different. So we let them hear their pronunciation. So when they listen to it and then we pronounce it again and they notice that it is wrong, so they change it. So we do this for a few cycles and we got the results. And then with that result, we went for the competition. And this is the picture of us, the 5 of us with Mr. Zaki. And then this is the first round, the second round, and the third round. And our time on the stage where we took pictures of our competitions, winning the silver awards. So, you know, as a new students to TSL subject, right? TSL, new teacher to be, so it's kind of a new experience. We were so nervous at that time. We need to, give presentation to people that we don't know. So it's kind of a really good challenge for us, a really good experience that made us confidence in ourselves. Yeah. So this would be our, me and my friends with the innovation. So in 2016, I joined another competition in IPG, innovation for IPG students and lecturers. So again, we won silver awards for that. So at that time, my friends from the first group did not join. Only Adit joined, and we have Najihah. Najihah is together with me, and also my friend late Adam. The 4 of us joined this competition. So we take turns to be the presenter for the competition. Okay, so in 2016, I came up with everyone need to do action research, right? AR. So and started at 2013 after my icon, I straight away said this is gonna be my AR. So see, if you guys came up with a really brilliant idea or great tools that you think you can use until you are in SEM 7 for your action research, you can actually use it. For like me, the main idea for CJ Square came from me, right? So I straight away tell my groupmate, I want this to be my AR. So they agreed, so I took it as my AR. So for that year, this is my title, Enhancing Year 3 Pupils' Pronunciation of sh and f through the use of CJ Square. So if you see at the tools, and you will know that there are lots of possibilities of using it, right? So at that time, from choosing the right one, I choose to look at my students' problem. So for AR, you cannot just create the problems on your own. You need to actually see, oh, my kids got problems with this, pronunciation of this and this. So if you see sh and f is a really common mistake for first, second language speaker. Like the word station, they will tend to put t as t. It's not sh. It becomes station. And I was like, what? Station? Shen. And television, it's like they just read according to the word in Malay. So I was like, okay, I need to help them. They need to know that actually they are pronouncing it wrong. So it's a simple research actually, because it's just helping them to correct their pronunciation, right? And then so this would be the same words that Moon says, and pupils are having confusion between Malay and English sound. At that time, I noticed the problems. Pupils are not able to hear their own pronunciation, as the sounds moves away from them. Pupils are shy to speak in English with others, and they are having difficulties in pronouncing the words with phonemes, sh and f. So, so these phonemes are really crucial to be corrected at that time. And then I'm also came up with the silent r sound at that time, but I choose another one. I choose this one instead. So, so my research participants would be the year 5 pupils from year 3, 5 pupils from year 3 class. So these would be their problems. Research participant 1 got problems with what? Participant 2, participant 3, 4, and 5. So they are low proficiency in English language, but some of them are good. They are good, but they are not very good in speaking, pronunciation, or reading. So they are good in, you know, kids just like us during our time when we learn, right? We are just good in writing, something that don't use our voice. We are good. But when the teacher asks us to speak, we become a stone. Keras kat situ kan. So confused, they are confused. And then most importantly, the confusion between English and Malay sounds. So this would be my research question, research objectives. So when you came up with your AR, you are going to came up with this research question and also the objective. So the first one is to enhance the pronunciation. Number 2 is to explain their interest. So how do you see their interest in using the tools? And then to explain how CJ Square helps them in enhancing their pronunciation. So how it helps and how they reacted for our tools and how it enhanced the students, how the result after initial data and the final data, how does it shows. So the research question, this research question will help me to answer the research objectives here. So I use Kurt Lewin's model in doing my AR. We have plan stage, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So for research models, we got lots of models out there. It's up to you to choose which one. And basically, these models, they are talking about the same thing. Plan, act, observe, and reflect. So you need to plan, where the planning stage, I'll identify the pupils, conduct initial data, and plan an action to improve the pronunciation. And during the stage 2, we test the pupils on their pronunciation, and then we implement CJ Square. Stage 3, I analyze the findings, identify the changes and impacts on the intervention. Intervention is the CJ Square. How does it change? What is the impact of what happens to the kids? And the last one would be reflecting. So if I find out that it is not good enough, I'll do another cycle. So for me, the first cycle is good enough. But during the stages, like stage 2, you don't just do it once. You need to do it twice or thrice, 3 times, so that you get the good data at the end. So the procedure of doing the CJ Square. So with the kids, I'll show them word cards without telling them the correct pronunciation, because I want to see whether they got that problems right. So they pronounce it, and then after that, I let them listen to their pronunciation. And the third one, the third stage, I let them listen to the pronunciation, the real pronunciation. At that time, I came up with a PowerPoint PPT and the sounds. So when they click, they can actually listen to the sound and they can see the words. And then I let them to practice using CJ Square for a few times. And then they practice with their friends. I left CJ Square in their class. So it's up to them when they want to use it, how they want to use it. They want to use it for readings or for fun is their own choice. So I was like, okay, fun learning. When I came back to the class for the final data, um, I'll test it again with them. So I noticed that there's a really huge difference between the pronunciation. So most of them, 90% of the words given were pronounced correctly. So these would be the kids at that time, the 5 of them, 2 girls and 3 boys. If you cannot see their face, right, but they are smiling because it's so fun. It's funny to be able to listen to their voice, and their friends would be like, sometimes they will be whispering, whispering just for fun. It's so fun looking at them doing that. So they practice together in the class. And this is data analysis and findings of how I'm going to collect data for question 1. So question 1, I use test, observation, and interview. Question 2, I use observation and interview. Question 3, I use observation and interview. So for this one, I would encourage everyone when you are doing your AR or you want to find a research participant for your tools later when you create one, right? You just go and record the video of it. So it can actually help you. So you got the observation, you can actually show video if people wants to see your video. If people want to see proof, you got it on camera, right? So this one is the conclusion and reflection. So the part that I showed you is a must part for your AR presentation. So we got Viva later. In SEM 8, you will have Viva. So you will prepare your very own PPT to show to them. So this is part of my PPT. So this is my answer for the question. We got the answer, the conclusion, and then we got the support. So you need to also do lots of readings, a lot of articles reading journals, reading books, so that you get lots of proof that you are actually doing the correct intervention with people actually citing it in their books, saying that it is good. Like this one, I found out that teaching tools can help with listening, right? And then here we have Johnson and Johnson. Cooperative learning experience promote higher achievement and interest than do competitive and individualistic experiences. So CJ Square promotes both fun learning, right? So we are actually giving them cooperative learning instead of just individual practice. So we have individual and then cooperative. So hearing is central to the control and monitoring of speech. So when you can listen to yourself, you will be able to control your speech. And I love this one. I love this quote from Gilak Jani in 2012. She said that learning with good pronunciation are likely to be understood even if they make errors in other areas. Whereas learners with bad pronunciation will not be able to understand even if their grammar is perfect. So even if your grammar is perfect, you're writing correctly, but you are not using your speech, your voice to talk. When you talk, even your grammar is correct, people won't understand you because you are because your pronunciation is wrong. So last part will be suggestion for further action. So during that innovation time, during AR, I think that the main part is using it with another languages. And then the second one, I would like to make a module, a set with the apps, with the tools and the books to make it more user-friendly, and then to make it tools that are hands-on, right? So that the student no need to go to the teacher for explanation on how to play. And the last one is I would like to increase the amount so that when you go to class, most of the class can use it in pairs together. So these are the references for my AR. This would be the data, initial and final. So this is the observation question, the interview question, and that's it from me. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Shaida. Wonderful.
Thank you so much to Ms. Shaida for a very, very brilliant presentation. Well, I'm very sure it really caught the attention of our audience for today. I'm sure we are now more than excited to know more about innovation after we have listened to our first speaker's insights. So, now it is time for me to welcome our second speaker, Ms. Najihah Binti Najmuddin, to enlighten us on her innovation, Taggin, which is regarding dictionary speed skill. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Why stop with that? It's not even PhD. Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. Assalamualaikum to Sir Zaki and all my juniors.
Waalaikumsalam.
So I'm gonna start with this one, which is I'm gonna say this every day if I have given a chance to say it every day. But you guys are very, very lucky because you have got Sir Zaki as your lecturer, especially teaching you linguistic, right? He is one of the best lecturers that I've ever got during my learning life. Okay, not only during IPG time, for the whole throughout my learning process. And then he's one of the best lecturers. So I know he has given you a lot of tasks, but actually you are Generation Z, right? You were born in 1995 to 2012. So you can speak up for yourself. You are a generation that can speak up for yourself, and Sir Zaki is very cool with that. You just have a good manner, and then you can tell him whatever you want because I was his student and he is one of the best, okay? So I'm gonna start my talk right now. And it's gonna be like a mini skirt. It's short and sexy enough, I hope, to attract you, but long enough to cover certain parts, okay? So let's start presenting. Okay. Okay, with Miss Shaida's innovation that you hear, okay, she has a lot of achievement, a lot of it went until the stage of internationally, right? So for my innovation, I was wondering as well why Sazaki wants to choose mine because it is not as good as hers, but it actually, like Sazaki has told me before, it is actually as simple that it can help students. So my juniors, when you want to invent something, when you want to innovate something, when you are preparing for your AR, the thing is you have to have an idea on how to help your students. That is the main thing. If you innovate, if you invent something very powerful, but if you cannot apply it to your classroom, then it will not be beneficial. So please, for innovation, you have to think out of the box to help your students. So that is what I did during my during the last years of my teaching practicum. I choose one issue and a problem that I think can help my students and help others as well. Okay, so my innovation, my research, I did on dictionary speed. Okay, so I want to improve their speed, and I created something called Taggin. Okay, so remember, the first thing is to find issue. So there is a junior texting me and asking about what is the current problem that I'm facing at school, and then I can help the said person to invent. I mean, they are asking what are the problems, and then so that we can have an idea on what to do. The thing is, it's much better for you to go to school first. But for linguistic, we have so many elements in linguistic, like your morpheme, like your compounding and everything. That's all the little things that you can help your students with. Okay, so my issue was that my students at that time took too long to search for words during using dictionary. The thing with dictionary is, why did teacher Najihah is so busy, so capable to use dictionary? It's because it's in your DSKP. It's actually an objective that you teachers have to achieve for them to acquire dictionary skill. But now, when I was teaching them dictionary skill, it was a disaster at first. I was trying to use the dictionary and it was disaster. Okay, let me ask you if anybody would like to answer. For example, if you want to teach the word building, and you don't want to use a grammar translation method. Grammar translation method is where you just translate from BM to BI or BM to BC, BI to BM or BI to BC. But what if you do not want to translate? Dini, can you share with me? If you want to tell me what is building, what is the easiest way that you think that you can show me what is a building?
Maybe I will point out to the closest building that I can see. So like it's.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very good. Okay. For example, she will show me the realia, the building itself. Okay, so that's a very good thing. But what about the things that you cannot see? Some people will use photos. Some people would draw. Some teachers would draw. Some teachers would show photos that they print out earlier. But I came across the word construction. So now, who here can give me the easiest and the fastest way for the school kids to understand what is the word construction? Anybody can give me ideas? The fastest way to find out what is construction to small little children. Okay, I take it. So it's actually quite hard for me to find to explain to them what is construction, and that is the big point of why that is the point that we have to use a dictionary and in class, and that is the easiest way actually to introduce them what is construction is. Construction is actually the real word that I faced in Year 5 KSSR textbook. It's in something like unique buildings. But we now, okay, future teachers, we now no longer use KSSR textbook, okay? We are now using CEFR textbook, which is even more challenging because they take it from Cambridge. It's international textbook. So imagine the words, the things inside the textbook, it's way more challenging. So this is the speed that they have taken to find 6 words in the class that I found it very troublesome for the teachers and for the students itself. And again, I want to stress, you have to find issue that might be a problem to your students. You have to have the love of teaching and the love to help your students, okay? And if you can see in this table here, imagine for 6 words, they took around 12 minutes. And 12 minutes is actually for you to present it's actually for teachers to present the knowledge. You have during teaching, I know you haven't been to school, but if you are teaching, you have a few stages. first stages where you speak and you teach them, okay, this and this and this, and what is this construction. And then the second stage where you include them in class activities, and the post class, and then the last stage where you give them exercises, okay, teachers. And then, so in this first stage, it will take like 15 to 20 minutes. But you see here, my students took like 12 minutes for 6 words. 12 minutes is so long. I couldn't teach them, and this has dragged my time. So, okay, I cannot do that anymore. I have to do something to help them in using dictionary. And you as well, teachers, and you as well as students, teacher students, okay. What makes you different from others? What makes you different from the PJ? What makes you different from the music teachers? What makes you different from BM? It's actually our dictionary, our thick dictionary, okay, that makes us different. It's not, I'm not asking you to bring to the canteen, to the cafe, to the library, no. But actually, if you have a class, I think you have a steady class, right? I mean, like your physical class. When you go back, make sure that you have dictionaries in your class as a symbol that you are TESL students, okay? So that's what makes us different from the PJ, where they bring the sports equipments and we have our dictionaries in classroom, okay? So make sure, please do not leave dictionary. And why? Why do I want to stress on dictionary? First, for students is to achieve the SKP, and then the second one is because in this life, you cannot depend on internet only. At one point, you are going to buy a recipe book. You are going to buy a recipe book for girls. I mean, I hope so. When you want to try to eat something, okay, and you want to try the exclusive recipes, where it's inherited. I'm not sure if they sell it digitally, but usually they will sell even recipe books and especially encyclopedias, okay? You are going to use those thick books, encyclopedia, recipe books, and how are you going to use that? You do not have this skill. So actually we start with dictionary. So that is why I think dictionary is important. And some schools, they don't encourage the students not use dictionary, and it's actually really sad. Okay, cry now. Okay, next. So my focus is to make sure the students know where the letters are in the dictionary. I mean, we are talking about year 5, year 6, and then year 4. You think that they are 12 years old, they are very good. No, I mean, yes, some of them can be very good, but actually, they couldn't, when you go to school later, you will find out that many of them couldn't estimate the words in a book. For example, from the letter A to the letter B to the letter C. If I ask you now, okay, Dini, Afika, or whoever, I will ask you, okay, what is the letter after U? And then you will take time. So that's the same thing that goes to the our school children. They cannot estimate A, B, C, D, E, F, G, where are the places, and as well as they cannot remember after T, C, construction after C is D. They cannot do that. So that's why they take too long. I saw in my observation, that's the problem. They take too long to estimate where the letters are. So my focus is to help them allocate where are the letters, and also to motivate them to, you know, at least use dictionary, because with my tagging, you have some colorful things at least, and I hope they know they have the awareness to use dictionary. Okay, so my participants are in year 5, because as I said just now, year 5 is getting harder. The text, the words itself, themselves are not easy for us to simply show them pictures, you know. construction, like I said, it has to be in dictionary where you give example, we give synonyms, okay, thesaurus, for example. So my participants are actually they were they have low proficiency in English language, so that makes them really hard to especially look for words in dictionary. Again, it's very simple. My research is very simple. I have to stress this out. I don't want you students to stress out. Okay, I know it's online distance learning. I want you to as well think of simple and small things that are beneficial to pupils. Okay, you can ask your sisters. Actually, I did ask my sisters. My sister was in year 5 at that time, and I asked her what about the dictionary skill, and then she admitted that she did not know how to use dictionary, so I have to do something as well as to help my students. So I heard from, I read from your Telegram group that many of you are eldest sisters, and then you can ask your sisters and brothers, younger sisters and brothers, what are their problem in English classroom, and then from there you can help them even little things. Okay, so. And then my objective is to help them to speed up using dictionary and to give them motivation. Okay, and then Ida used, I cannot remember, I'm sorry Ida, what did you use for your model just now? Kurt Lewin.
Yeah, I use Kurt Lewin.
Okay, thank you so much. And I use Chemist and McTaggart. I'm not going to go deeper on this, but I would just like you to know that when you do a research, action research, you are going to use these steps like Kurt Lewin. Ida chose Kurt Lewin and I use McTaggart. And like she said just now, it's more or less the same thing. Okay? Sorry. Okay, so first one, you're going to plan, and then you're going to act for it, and then you're going to observe, and then you're going to reflect. I hope I made that clear. I mean, you plan, you identify the problem, and then you plan on how to tackle the problem, and then for the intervention, and then you do it, and then you observe while they are success in your innovation. And last one, you're going to reflect and you're going to make some suggestion. So, I don't want to choose my okay, and this was inspired by Al-Quran, because you know that at that time it was very they start selling Al-Quran tagging on surah, but not as many as now. And then I saw that, that is a good idea for me to help implement in my dictionary. But when I go to the shops, I do not find ABC labels for Al-Quran or for any books. And then that is how I figured that I have to come up with Taggin. It's a colorful labels with prominent letters. The thing with dictionary, don't worry. I have been to many shops, bookstores, and I look at a lot of dictionaries. There are some dictionaries that label ABC. I promise you they have. But do you know where they put it? Do you know where these publishers put the labels? They put it inside the page itself. If it's inside the page, it's the same thing. The students cannot estimate the letters. So as a teacher who wanted to help these kids, I make a tagging that it has to stick out of the dictionary, so it comes up with A, B, C, D, E, and things that they can see from far. So they no longer have to estimate where the letter is. And then the procedure, okay, I will cut the divisions of the letter. I ask them to paste it accordingly so that they also could remember where are the letters. And then I ask them to search for the specific words, and of course the time really changed. So the first question I want to answer in my research is, did it enhance in any way the dictionary speed? And yes, I have recorded a video. I have interviewed my little participants, and I give the questionnaire to English teachers. I even asked for the teacher's help to actually apply Taggin in her classroom, so that I have to I have to give her some question, and then she helped me answer, and the result was okay, magnificent. It helped them, okay, from that teacher point of view and from my point of view, and also the participants' point of view. And then for the motivation, yes, it sparks interest to them. I give them through, I collected the data through interview and questionnaire. So, suggestion. Okay, this is, oh, okay. I think that's it. I think that's it for my innovation. It's very, very simple.
Thank you very much, Najihah. Brilliant.
Thank you so much, Ms. Najihah, for your wonderful presentation about your innovation for the dictionary speed scale. For me, I'm very amazed how an innovation that is very simple can be so effective and very useful for Ms. Najihah to help her students with the skills of using the dictionary itself. Um, I am glad that we had now completed the presentations from both of our speakers, but that does not mean that we have come to an end. After listening to both of our alumni about their innovations, I'm pretty sure that some of our viewers are now having questions lingering around their mind to be asked, and so do I. Now, we are moving on to the long-awaited session, which is the Q&A session, and I'd like to begin it by asking some questions to both of our speakers. So, the first question, this would be to both of our speakers. Of course, we had all known that this innovation was made to aid your students with their learning. However, I'd like to know, how did this innovation had helped you from the perspective of a teacher?
Okay, Shaida, or
Anyone can.
okay,
Sure.
do
Okay,
you want to
Najihah
start
start
first?
first.
Okay. So because you just know about my dictionary, so it's easy. It has helped me in moving my stages, my teaching stages so fast. Like we have a medium of instruction. We have to give the students instruction. So when I cut the time when they have to give when I have to give them instruction on searching for words in dictionary, and they can search for it fast. So everything else move accordingly. So it really helps me in conducting my lesson overall. When you are calm, when you are able to achieve in the early stage of your teaching, you will feel satisfied. Even until now, as a teacher, secret for you, don't tell my guru besar. When sometimes if you really plan out, and if it really goes smooth sailing, you will feel this surge of happiness in yourself. Okay, it's because I really love teaching. Okay, my dear friends, I really love teaching. So when my innovation has helped them to achieve something, to make the time short, it's actually has given me a sense of happiness as a whole human being, as a people, as a teacher. Because trust me, when you go for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of teaching, at one point you will feel bored. I mean, it's not bored, it's the word is complacent. Okay, so Zaki, you will feel like dull is the same thing. But actually, when you do something, especially like innovation, and you can see that you help students, it will give you some sort of relax and happiness to your kids, to yourself, and it will add value to yourself. Okay, it add value to yourself. Some people will pursue master to add value to themselves. Some people will get married. Some people will buy cars. Some people will I don't know. Okay, and actually, but when you have students, they actually add value to yourself. Okay, so this innovation really help us in feeling valuable for even for our even for ourselves. But if you need to stop it, okay, thank you so much. That's my answer. Ida.
Okay, so Najihah told about talk about self-value, right? And she talks about happiness. So it's the same for me too. We got to have the happiness after the kids are excellent, the teacher will feel happy. And I would like to add one more. Apart from being happy, right? We also feel that our class is more fun. For me, my class is uh, more enjoyable because the kids can do better in their pronunciation, in their reading tasks. So when they are using the tools, they can have fun. So for me as a teacher, I really my belief is that I want my class to be a fun class. Whenever, whether it is online, offline, at school, in the Google Meet, it's still going to be a fun class with lots of tools, with lots of teaching aids. So nowadays we will use different. We can use quizzes, right? Instead of Google Classroom form, Google Quiz. So it's kind of fun. And then it's really fun when the kids are enjoying. So when they enjoy, you will not feel burden in teaching. You will not feel tired. You will not go to the burnout stage. Even though you are at that part where you feel like, oh no, I'm so tired today. I cannot go on anymore. I'm tired. My my brain, my thought are gone. I don't want to teach anymore. But once you go to class and you see the happiness, the smiling face, the cute face of the kids, their cooperation, you will change your mind. So the kids are actually motivates the teacher. So for us to motivate them is by giving them something that they can contribute to the lesson. So that's from me.
So thank you to both of our speakers for the brilliant answer. I think I have to agree because having the passion of teaching, it is to make our students learn, for them to understand. So if we can see them happy, then it is also the happiness of our own. Okay, so now I think I'm going to move on to the second question. This is also to both of our speakers. While you were working on this innovation, what are some remarkable challenges that you had faced in completing it?
Okay, for the challenges in completing the innovation, like I said before, to find the ideas, like you guys, you are given the same task as we do during our first sem. So it's like the same for every one of us. We need to think of one brilliant idea to come up with. So it's very hard to as a new student with TSL, you need to come up with one innovation, right? So it's one of the challenges. And for my CJ Square, right after we got the innovation, we want to produce it. There's a lot of stages. I need to go to the hardware store. You know, the four of us went to the hardware store, look for the right parts, look for the right size, even need to borrow the jigsaw. You know, the saw, the small one that we need to cut on our own. And it was like, thank goodness we got Adib in the group. One man, a man that are very useful and a responsible guy. So we got this. We were able to produce one good CJ square, and he also helped us to spray it. You know, we girls rarely do spraying thing, right? When we got men to do it, we asked them to do. So that's what we did. Yeah. Can I Jiha?
Okay, that's with CJ Square and with Adi there. Okay, for me, because my invention is so simple. I was actually this close that I think that it will not give benefits to the student. I was really in doubt with my decision. I mean, really helped. So that's the first thing. I wasn't sure if that's gonna help. And then the second one is we have like a lot of dictionaries, right? We have a lot of publishers, Oxford. We have so many. So I have to actually go through these dictionaries to find out, is it really that these publishers do not invent with something like this? And yes, my findings is like they don't have things like Taggin. So I did it. Okay, so that is the challenge. Okay, I hope that helps. I mean, I hope that answers.
Yes, thank you. You did answer my question very well. It is also fun like to look back on the struggles that we had before. Like it was a challenge, but when we are in our current days, then when we look back, it is actually a wonderful one. So now I'm going to move on to the third question, which was asked by my friend. Based on your teaching experience of 5 years, what have been the prominent English language learning issues faced by the students at your schools?
Can I say this first, because I have a lot to say if you ask me about teaching now. Okay, later if you are teachers, and then you will know what I'm doing. Okay, so like I said, when I was in Bersut, when I taught these kids, the textbook are called KSSR textbook. Okay, you have to know. First we have KBSR, and then we have KSSR textbook. For now, for English, we have CEFR. Mm. Okay. Uh, okay. Dini, can you tell us, Dini, do you remember what textbook do you use? KSSM or KBSM? Do you know?
I kind of forgot.
Okay, I think for your batch, they still use KBSM for sekolah menengah, KBSR for sekolah rendah, and then after that, during my times, oh my god, just a few. Yes, okay, Jana, thank you, Jana. Jana. Okay, Jana say yes for what? For my question? Okay, so anyway, so you use KBSM and KBSR for for sekolah rendah. After that, we have KSSR and KSSM for textbook. Actually, CFR is also considered as KSSR, but the textbook is Cambridge, is international textbook. I want to find the textbook, and you have to see this. You have to see it. I'm sorry, kantor lah guna buku sebagai. Oh God, where is it? Never mind. I'll take you. Okay, it's like this. Year 5, imagine for the first unit, they are talking about Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square. Sasaki knows this because he studied there. But for me, who studied in Bersut, I don't even know how to explain square to children. I don't know how to explain. Yeah, square. And then some students don't know what is hotel. Okay, you imagine. In the textbook, they ask you to go to Trafalgar Square, and then they ask you to go to Harrods. To shopping, to go for a shop, you go to Harrods. And then to have a walk, you go to Trafalgar Square. I mean, how do you explain Trafalgar Square and Harrods to the kids? So it's actually, these challenges is real for me. So my school, even though it's Chinese school, and you know Chinese school are very good because many Chinese schools have smart board where you can just Google and show them what are the things. But for me, my school still uses Blackboard. Some classes still use Blackboard. So that's very challenging for me to show from Blackboard what is Trafalgar Square. I really don't know. Okay, I mentioned Trafalgar Square so many times more than the Londoners mention it now. Okay, so actually this PKP where I can use internet in my Google Meet class is actually a blessing in disguise because my lesson was very smooth sailing. I can show them what is blockfish, what is in China there's these peoples have to take a very crooked road and mountains to pass by to go to school, and about the Trafalgar Square and everything. So actually, in the end, you have to implement technology in your class. So I think that's the you know the challenge that I face now. Okay, enough. I'm done complaining about the CFR. Can we go to Ida? Thank you for listening or not listening.
So I would like to add for CFR books, right? Um, some of them are very good. It's very good. So if you look at it between KBSR, KSSR, and then CFFR books, CF, CEFR are easier to be carried out. Yeah, even though they sometimes give us new words to teach the kids, but it's easier. We got lots of teaching aids. We got the audio, we got the video, and then we got the online platform. We got the people, the teachers that are sharing their teaching. We can actually go and see their teaching. So it's kind of a resourceful era for us now, right? So for me, teaching in SGKC, right, me and Najihah, so most of us that are teaching in SGKC will face this one problem, where we are teaching to kids with for their English as their third language, not the second, but the third language. So teaching them, like for some teachers in Malay school, they usually use grammar translation method, which means using BM in teaching English. So for us, we cannot use BM for maybe to explain a bit things. We cannot use BM. We cannot use Chinese because we can't speak Chinese. So the only way to teach is to use English. And for me, I really not encourage every one of you to use grammar translation. Don't use Malay with your kids. Use English, but make it simple. Make it simple, make it fun. Be somebody that are what we call animated person.
Animated.
Yeah, somebody somebody that moves a lot. Give gestures. Show it with your body. Show it with the picture card. Use the all the teaching aids that you can use. So teaching SGKC is a bit hard with their third language, and to gain their respect for us as their English teacher, which is a Malay. But as you go through first year, second year, third year, you will be fine, just fine doing it. So when you go to, whether you go to SK, you go to SJKC, you go to SJKT, the most important thing is to be able to be yourself and do you, be fun. Yeah. And so for SJKC school, my school, in every class we got smart board. Most SJKC got smart boards. So SK might not have the same what we call advantages of us in SGKC. So when you go to SK, think of another resource. For example, you can use the projector, right? But projectors, you need to it's going to be time consuming to set up the place. To let the kids go to the room with projectors. To let them go to the room is going to take a few minutes of your time. So you're gonna learn how to manage your time later when you become a real teacher. Rich school? No, Faiz. Our school is not that rich, but it's a different mentality between Chinese parents and Malay parents, or maybe at my school, because we are in Luar Bandar, outskirts of Pontian, but the parents and the PIBG are really good at finding resource to fund for our school. So if you are the teacher later when you go to SK, maybe you can do fundraising. You can look for people to give you fund to let your kids learn more. So it's on you. If others are not doing it, we are the one that are gonna do it, right? Yeah. So that's my answer.
Thank you again to both of our speakers for the sharing about the problems. Yet they did not also share about the challenges, but also the resolution to it. So we can take it as a preparation for us to become teachers in the future. So now we're going to move on to the next questions. So ourselves as students right now, most of us find online learning are pretty challenging. It is very tiring because we are now trying to cope with the syllabus, with the workloads, and most of us now are even facing techno stress because we are being exposed to screens most of the time, right? And of course, because being stressed and tired, we are also struggling with what we call time management. So we would really love to know how did you juggle between the action research projects and other things that were going on like lectures, coursework, and also your teaching practices. Can you please share with us how did you manage your time?
Well, let me answer first, okay, Dia? So, you see, during our time in IPG, we are not like you guys. You guys are doing it online, but we are doing it there. We went to class at 7 and went back at around 1. So at that time, during that time in class, we got no problems with attending classes. And then we have in the afternoon, we got times for ourselves, evening and then night. So for assignment, it will not come together at the same time, you know. So it is on you. What your time management will help you in doing which one first. So you need to have a sense of what we call you put it as keutamaan. What is it? Oh my god, I'm very bad at it.
Priority.
Priority. You need to have the sense of priority. You need to put which work number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So if you're done with your first priority, you go to the second one. And if you got, got a lot of time to spare, maybe you woke up early in the morning, maybe around 5, you just do your assignment earlier. And then you can go and ask the lecturer. So instead of, burning the midnight oil, but usually some of us, me and my friend, we did burning the midnight oil too. So we like burung hantu at night. Come on, everyone will do it, but make sure by the time you need to hand in your work, your assignment, you are done. You don't actually delay. You don't actually say, "Oh, sir, can you give me a few more days? I cannot finish it." When actually the lecturers are giving you 3 to 4 weeks to actually finish it. So don't make excuses. Even if you want to procrastinate, don't make excuses because it's on you. Have sense of responsibility. Wow. Okay, Najihah.
Okay. For me, this question is like, I have to apply this. Do what I say, but don't do what I do. Because I will say the things that are equal to Ida. Okay, so you have to juggle. You have to know the balance. But actually, when I actually take my master in psychology, I'm quite sad not to pursue in TESL, but this is due to my parents. Not sangat, so I just proceed what's there and then. So throughout my learning process in masters, it's actually how you value yourself, how you value the things that you take, and and how do you make decision. So actually, in order for you to be disciplined in this in this online learning, and then also your assignments, and also you have to help your parents. It's actually what you want, and you must speak up for what you want as well. Like, for example, can I tell this example about me? So I'm actually teaching. I'm actually pursuing my masters, and that's the reason I take masters, because another thing is I don't have another big commitment, which is marriage and family yet. I don't have that yet. So even with these two things, we will not find motivation at all. So this is where the purpose of life, this is where the purpose of why do you choose certain things is matters. Why do you want to be a teacher? Why do you want to do this? Okay, so when you find about the purpose, when you can find that um, inner motivation, yes, I think Faiz should answer this. Then you can.
Yeah, we should
Then
let
you can.
Faiz talk.
Ah,
Yeah,
he
let's
is
give
the
some
best in
insight.
Bertupahat.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay.
Now
I
the
don't know
best
that.
now the best
Ah,
in Gomusang, I think. Oh wait.
best in Gua Musang. Now Bertupahat don't have any good teacher, the best teacher, because the best one has gone to Gua Musang. Okay. Anyway, I want to say that speak up for help. Like actually what you did in the telegram. Oh my god, she was about to announce it. So, oh my god, so and Faiz, okay.
So
So
Najihah
in
is
my
going to be in Kelantan later lah.
oh my god. Okay,
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 no,
okay,
no,
okay.
no.
Back to the question. And now I forget what to answer. You know I love talking. You know I love teaching. Now you cut me, yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, seriously. So back to what I want to say just now. Ida, do you remember what I was saying just now? Before Sasaki wants to announce my engagement, before I know that I'm engaged.
You talk
Okay.
about motivation, I think.
Yes, thank you so much, darling. You are not bugging me like this.
I'm listening to
Okay.
you while
uh,
looking at DR's comment.
okay, so I want to say that you find your inner motivation. I remember what to say. Okay. Is it Amira, Afika, or who in the group? Actually, you speak up about what you want to Sasaki, and Sasaki being the coolest lecturer, even though he gave a lot of tasks at some point in our life, but if you speak up for yourself, if you ask nicely, please do this nicely so that you won't have regret, so that you don't so you don't have regrets with your writings to later. Actually, you should ask for help if you have problems with juggling. You have to say it without emotional, but be rational, and say and say it to Sasaki, and say it to your parents. And you can also ask for our help, especially this our school holiday. This is the perfect time to promote Faiz. Faiz, okay, here Faiz
Yeah,
Rohiza. You can always go for him to
go
ask for this
there.
help.
You
Okay,
can
because you
even
don't
learn
know
a
how to do
Italian
this
grammar
assignment,
with me,
right?
okay?
You have this ODL, you have so problem, man. Faiz is so good. You can go to him and ask him. Okay? What's okay, so everyone, listen or not listen just now. But for now, if you listen, go to Faiz and speak up for help. Okay. Okay, that's what I can try to help you, and have some fun. Okay, have some fun. Take a rest when you want to take a rest. Speak up for help. Take a rest. Be close with Allah. Be close with your God. Okay.
Okay, thank you to both speakers again for very wonderful tips. Like, as we all are struggling, I guess most of us will find these tips they give was very useful. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the fifth question. This is also from my friend. Regarding our current situation, where we are facing this pandemic right now, and most have shifted to online learning, is it also necessary for us to innovate things that align with our current situation, like maybe creating something that is also digital or online based? Any panel can answer this question.
Ida, do you want to start first? This is a sign for
Wow.
Ida.
Okay, so for you say you want to make it your innovation want it to be aligned with the current situation where the kids are doing online studies, right? So for me, it doesn't matter it's online or offline. But it's really good if you can think of the solution for our problems that we teachers are facing now. So I really encourage you guys to think of the solution. For example, you can create new apps, right? Creating apps to make the teaching more memorable, to make the teachers easier to access the webs. Like one of my friend in IPG, my batchmate, he create apps so that the teacher can go to any apps regarding teachers from just one app. So you just click, 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 and then you can go to that place. It's
One
really good.
Noraddinie as well can build the
Yeah, and then
in-app,
you got
right?
Ahmad can do apps, right? So instead of creating tools, you create apps. Yeah, it can be your AR. How you
Good
use your
idea.
apps in your teaching later. Yeah, it's gonna be a really new field for everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool things to do. Since the kids love phone, right? They are certainly gonna put your apps in one of their download folder to play. Yeah.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Ida, thank you so much. So aligned with the current problem. Okay, I'm gonna answer this cliche, but I think it's almost 1 hour and it's already 1 hour and a half, and I hope that you know that actually I really, again, I will stress out that I really love teaching. So whatever you do, as long as it helps students, no matter it suits the pandemic or it suits the technology or whatnot, if it helps your own students, if it is beneficial and give advantages to your kids, then please proceed. Okay, I am that kind of teacher. Just do whatever you can, as simple as you can, as lazy as you can, but as long as it helps the students, please proceed. I'm holding to that principle where you should just proceed with whatever that can help students. But I still remember my beloved and the best lecturer, again, keep us him. He said that when you do that, when you do your innovation, when you do action research regarding in line with the current situation, current suitable environment, it actually benefits you. It will be acceptable in many areas. Okay, so it has benefits. But for me, whatever you do, if as long as it helps the student, it helps them to be interested in the language, and as long as it helps them to improve in English, then you just proceed. Okay, that's my answer. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for answering the question. And from what I can sum from their answers is that regardless of the situation we are in, if we find something that we know can aid us and also our students in learning, then just do it, regardless of what situation we are in. So that is for the fifth question. Now I will open the floor for the Q&A session to give the chance for our audience, should there be any questions that they would like to ask to our speakers. So any questions from the audience?
Okay, I have a question not really a question, for Najihah. Is it too much to ask? Because when you actually sum up your presentation, did you actually show the results that you got? I mean, you showed them the result. I mean, the time stamp before the intervention, but did you actually show them the result after the intervention as well? Did you?
Oh, I did not. Okay, but I have it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you
can
just
see.
yeah, because it's
Okay,
very
okay, I will.
important. Because in doing action research, it's very important that you establish the results that you gain from your intervention.
Sure. Okay, so can you see this? I hope you can.
Yes, we are looking at video recording of. Hold on.
Time taken.
Yeah.
How do I? Okay. So this is the initial. I take the three longest pupils who took time. So participant A, the first time taken, the initial time taken is 10 minutes for 6 words, and then it becomes 3 minutes. 3 minutes is actually actually for 6 words you can less than 5 minutes for dictionary skill, right? So they get it 3 minutes, and the second participant get 5 minutes and 44 seconds is still considered okay. But this participant C, okay, he was actually a very low achiever. He's very weak. He was very weak. So actually, I was glad that he actually can improve. I mean, it's not in our allocated time, like 5 minutes, but from 12 minutes to 7 minutes is actually a very big improvement for me. Okay, so and this is like not, and I believe after 1 year of using it, I'm sure he can be faster. But for the rest, this is a very they achieve. This is within the 5 minutes. But the participancy is not a targeted time, but still he make a very big change. He made a very big change. Okay, that's my findings from the
Okay.
three.
Excellent. Najihah. If you can look at the graph, okay, it's very weird that the graph, I mean, it shows a downward trend, okay? Because usually when you do research, you want to see upward trend, okay? But because it's very interesting that you're looking at, you are trying to decrease something, but if you look at the whole context, you are actually trying to decrease the time taken by the pupils to look up a word in a dictionary, so it makes perfect sense. Okay, so this is what I mean. I want not just the TESL students, the other students as well. You can, you really study this very carefully, because when you do scholarly work, okay, when you do academic writing, especially when you do research, okay, this is what you have to do. You have to present the data very well, so that the audience will immediately understand what's going on, what are the results, yeah, what are the impact, what are the effects coming from the research. Okay, very good, Najihah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So moderator.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zaki, for the question. Is there any other question from our viewers today?
TESL students, do you have any question? I'm sure you have a lot to ask.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, definitely. Farah.
Based on what we can see right now, there is a lot of ideas. There is a lot of innovation that people invented. But why do this lot of innovation tend to have less attention or fail? I mean, what is the main reason for the failed innovation?
Okay, I don't know who would want to answer that. Shaida? Shaida, I think you have to turn on your mic.
I'm sorry.
It's off, yeah. Okay.
So for me, there is no such thing as failed innovation, because you create something for somebody. You are creating for a group of people. If it is not, if it is not useful for your kids, then it's not meant for you. So the inventors, him or herself, know where he can use that. So it's not actually fail, but it's not for everyone. So the term is like an invention that are meant for somebody, not for all. Yeah. For me now, I think it's that way. they are not fail, but they are actually creating something for somebody.
Najihah, what about you?
Okay, I kind of agree with Shaida when your intention is very noble to help somebody. Actually, you actually will find things to help. There's no such thing as failure in your research. Maybe it does not achieve to what you target, but it somehow can benefit if you are talking about innovation and action research. Okay, for example, that if you in our action research, we have models, and these people have actually answered your question, Farah. Like I use Chemist and McTaggart. He actually and Kurt Lewin as well said, if you do not succeed, you have to repeat the cycle. You have to repeat the cycle, and that's why we have plan, act, observe, and reflect. Right,
Reflect,
sir?
reflect. Yeah.
So during the reflection, you will reflect and you will give suggestion what to improve from your innovation. Okay, Farah? So don't worry, it's you're not gonna no you I mean it's not gonna fail. You can try and always improve. And like Shaida said, if this innovation does not suit your students, maybe it suits to other students. So don't give up, Jiayo. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
And
for me.
you need to have you need to have somebody to guide you. Like us, we got Mr. Zaki to help us. So you need to go to him and tell him your ideas. Maybe he can give you more insight on what you should do, whether it is doable or you're gonna face problems later. So you need to seek for advices from the lecturers, from maybe your friends. Go around, ask people, and then when you got the correct idea, do with the models, and then you will be successful with your tools. Yeah.
Okay, I think I would like to say something about that. When you say failed innovation, do you mean that, I mean, you have developed something and you try it on the pupils and you found out that it's a failure, or you do not observe any positive improvement? Is that what you mean, Farah?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So the thing about coming up with an innovation, I mean, it stems from an idea. And the thing about having an idea, I mean, the catchphrase about idea is that idea is cheap. Actually, you can get ideas from anywhere. Okay, but the thing is, or the question is, how you develop the idea. Okay, so from having the idea, how do you develop it to form something that can, that will be substantial enough to be called an innovation. Okay, so all of you are now at the stage of coming up with the idea. Okay, I know that many of you actually message me. I have not actually shot down all the ideas. Okay, because I know when you come up with an idea, okay, it might not be, sometimes it might not be workable. Okay, so when you have an idea, perhaps if it is not workable, then you can think of something else. Or if you have an idea which is quite basic, then what you have to do is to develop further. Okay, you have to adjust it, or you have to do tweaking. The word is tweaking, so that the idea can come up to be novel and brilliant and efficient and effective. Okay, so that is the thing about innovation. um, if you notice, if you still remember when Sir Saharudin presented to you his innovation, it started out as a board game. Okay, so it started out as a board game, and then he wanted to use that for his action research, but he found out that the game that he came up with wasn't effective enough, so he further developed the game into an application. Okay, and then after developing the application, he went through several versions. okay, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, until what he have now, okay, until, you know, the vision that he has now. So, you know, it's all about developing, tweaking, adjusting, adapting the idea. So, you know, when you say fail idea, sometimes, you know, when you tried it on the pupils and it fails the first time, then perhaps, you know, you might want to think about adjusting, okay, or improving on the idea or the innovation. Okay, I think that's about it from me. Any more question? So, moderator, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Farah, for the question, and also to our speakers, and also Mr. Muhammad Zaki for a little bit of the sharing. Um, so now the Q&A session is still open for the audience. So maybe a few more questions
I'm
before we
sure Faiz has a
end the
question.
session.
Faiz, do you have a question? Faiz from the first batch. Okay. But Faiz is very shy, yeah?
Yeah. Faiz, your name is not Shaida. Don't be shy.
Faiz left. Okay. Okay, TESL students,
Uh,
any, yeah, yeah.
uh, when is Pak Eastern, sir? I'll make sure I'll be very diligent to join
Okay.
his.
Okay.
You'll be the one messaging him a lot
We're
later.
gonna have another one next week. That one is gonna be the speaker is gonna be Dr. Hazlina. Okay, from our IPG. Okay, she's gonna share her experience doing innovations, and she's gonna talk about the in thing now. Okay, the in thing now is very much AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so perhaps you know, through that exposure, you might have an idea or two of how to use AI for the teaching of English. Okay, the one after that is going to be the last one. Is going to be a talk by the third batch. Is it the third batch? The fourth batch. Iwana and Fatona, and that's going to be the last one. I'm hoping that perhaps we're going to have more talks later, because the TESL students and also the other students are, you know, they're getting more and more courseworks. So I think it's enough for them to have two more talk series, and then perhaps we're going to have it again next semester. Okay. So I'm really, you know, I'm really thankful to both of you, because you have shared wonderful insights. You have shared your experience. You have shared your invaluable experience in school. Okay. We are doing exactly the same thing now. When Shaida shared her how she developed the idea from the assignment that she did into, you know, innovation that could actually compete in international seminar, and then into her action research final project. Okay, so what we are doing now is I'm encouraging the juniors to develop, because even though they are working in groups, it's a group of 3 to 4. So we are starting early, because I want them to actually, by the time they reach SEM 7, I want them to have at least one innovation each, so that they can use the innovation for their action research project. So that's why we are starting very early. And you know, listening to Shaida, I'm sure you know the benefits of, you know, having that. Okay, because she developed it from her first semester PISMP, from a linguistic assignment, and she basically made use of it, you know, along the way, along 5 years, the 5 years that she was in the IPG. So, you know, that's why I'm really encouraging you to come up with your idea for innovation, even though you're working in groups. If it is your idea, I want you to take ownership of the idea, like what, you know, Shaida mentioned to you. Take ownership of the idea. You lead the project if it's your idea, And then when when it comes to when it's your friend's turn, then you give your full support. Okay, so that you can be successful as groups. Okay. Um, is there any question from the TESL students? Or now we also have BM students and also PI students. So BM students, do you have any question for your seniors? BM1, BM2, I'm teaching them, by the way. Okay. Any question for your seniors and also PI students? And I noticed there are also sejarah students as well. Okay, by the way, even the BM students are very good in English. Many of them got good grades for their SPM, but then they chose to be in BM because they are more interested in BM. Okay, but they are, many of them are very proficient in English. Okay.
Sir.
Aha.
Aimi asked me to ask a question. So for the
Okay.
first question, how do we align the syllabus with innovation and how we can make sure the participant accept the insight of the innovation?
Accept the what again?
Let me repeat. How do we align the syllabus with innovation and how we can make sure the participant accept the insights of the innovation?
The insights.
Insight.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so Shaida?
Accept the insight. What does it mean by insight?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you have to explain yourself. Are you there?
Yeah. What is the insight of the
Okay, you understood the first part. How do you align your innovation with the syllabus? Okay, which is a very straightforward question. She's not sure about the second part. Aimi, can you explain yourself? Aimi, are you there?
Sir, Aimi said her cat is melala.
Huh? It's okay, Aimi. It's okay. You are among friends. I think I'm the only lecturer left. Or are you very self-conscious about your cats? Okay.
Maybe you want to say that how the pupils understand on how to use the innovation, right? Insight, as in insight.
Aimi, is that right?
What does it mean by insight? Okay.
Oh yes, okay.
Thank goodness. Because the words are, it's like, you got lots of meaning by the words there. So for the first question asking about whether it is in line with the syllabus, if you are teaching later, you are going to have phonics for every lesson. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're going to be phonics. So it's going to be useful for every lesson, for every phonics classes. And then it's going to be used in reading, listening, and speaking. You can use it anywhere you want with CJ Square. And the students it's going to be easy to understand because it's just like a tool. Put it to you, near you, and then you will know that, okay, I need to speak and I can listen. So what do I use it for? Is your choice as a teacher. Is you to guide them to use it during which class, which syllables, which points of the SKP, SOW. Yeah. It's up to the teacher to use. Got no battery, so I'm charging my phone, so it's moving around. Najihah, do you want to add? Najihah?
Regarding, okay, I understand that your main concern is now that you haven't been to school, right? So that what are the things that can be aligned with the curriculum for your assignment? I think that you are asking regarding your assignments as well. So for me, if it's regarding linguistic, the syntax, the morpheme, it's actually you are going to teach those in your class. Okay, it's actually very much related to the syllabus. For So please don't worry about it because it will be aligned because that is the reason why you take introduction to linguistic because you somehow will make use of linguistic in your class. Am I answering question? You think so?
Yes, you are right, Najihah. You are correct. The thing about aligning your innovation with the syllabus, I think it's very easy. Yeah? The reason I think I kind of understand why you ask the question because you do not. I mean, it's not your time yet. You haven't learned pedagogy or the teaching of. But you can simply refer to the SKP, okay? But I can tell you right away, whatever you're doing now in linguistics, okay, learning about the phonemic symbols, learning about supra-segmental features, okay, all this will be relevant to the syllabus, okay. The thing about whether your pupils can accept or understand your innovation, I mean, it depends on how you present the innovation to them. If you are, because you have to know their level, okay, they are primary school children. So you have to go to the very basic, okay, and you have to explain to them in simple language. And the thing about dealing with school kids is that, I mean, they will understand you better, just like what Shaida said. If you are very animated, okay, that is the word, okay. If you are very animated, you act out, you demonstrate, you do it with your facial expressions, with your body language, okay, they will definitely understand you much easier, okay. Okay, very good question, Aimi, by the way. Dini?
Okay, thank you, Amy, for the brilliant question. So I think we are still open for any more questions from the audience. Maybe a few more to ask to our seniors.
In fact, I would like to inform everyone that right after this talk, I'm having a discussion with a group. Okay, they have an idea about innovation. Perhaps Shaida and Najihah, you can join in. Okay, it's Tejas' group. They have this idea about presenting idiom. Okay, so we're gonna have the discussion afterwards. Okay, and the other groups, they are working on their innovations as well, but some groups are much faster than the others. Okay, that is understandable. Okay, but I'm hoping that you keep on continuously working on the innovation ideas that you have. Okay. Okay, so any more question from Tassilians or even students from BM? Najwa, no way, no sir. Okay, Najwa, if you want to ask question, just ask. Najwa from BM1, my student. Oh no, Najwa left the meeting. Okay, okay.
Like what happened to us when we teach online to the kids.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
when they don't want to answer,
They
it's gonna
simply
be
left.
like, yeah, you call their names 4 times. Please answer question 1 and they'll be gone.
Okay.
Somebody left the meeting. I was like, oh my. Maybe she got she got a problem. It's not that she's leaving because of this. We have to.
I have no question.
Najwa has no question. Okay. What about the other TESL students? The thing is now they are working on their coursework. Okay, for their coursework is different from the one that I gave to you, Shaida and Najihah, because of the new MK. Okay, so I specifically set the question. I mean, I asked them to identify pronunciation problem, okay, among Malaysian speakers, okay, and I just want them to zoom in on one sound. Okay, so they have to think of, they have to analyze the sound. Okay, for example, one of the favorite ones would be the theta. Okay, I'm sure you still remember the theta, the sound, not the sound. For example, the word theme. Okay, theme. So there are many of them, came up with that. And now what they have to do is they have to first analyze, and the next step will be for them to suggest an idea to solve that pronunciation problem. So they're working on that right now, and I'm very happy because they got insights from the talk that we did last week by Ayn as well as Rebecca. So many of them wanted to integrate, or they want to integrate the use of mirror in their solution to the problem. Okay, so now you have just heard from Shaida. Okay, she came up with CJ square. Okay, which is a brilliant idea, by the way. When I went for my scholarship interview for my PhD, I presented that innovation. Okay, thank you very much, Shaida, by the way. Okay. Um, and the interviewers were so impressed. I mean, they were so impressed by it. They were saying it's so brilliant, it's so simple, and it's very practical for children. Okay. The thing about having that is that, I mean, your explanation is very accurate. Our voice actually, it goes away from us once you say something out. Okay, and the thing about most English speakers, they do not really know how they sound like. Okay, so they do not know if their pronunciation is correct or not. So by channeling the voice into the ear, okay, you can actually listen to all the nuances of the sound. Okay, and you can really clearly see if there is a mistake. Okay, and apart from that, is I mean, through the different forms, you can actually channel your voice to your friend, and your friend can listen. This is like having a second opinion on your pronunciation. And apart from letting your friend listen to you, you can actually ask your teacher to listen to you. So it's a very brilliant idea. Perhaps, I mean, you want to integrate that into your solution. I will allow that. Okay. Before I forget, I mean, I have a question to ask Shaida, because she mentioned to me before that somebody actually copied her innovation. Okay, and that person won award at the state level. Okay, so I just would like you to share your experience on that, and perhaps suggest to your juniors what do they have to do when they have a brilliant idea in the form of an innovation.
So I don't know what to say. At first, is when actually I didn't know about this. I got to know it from a friend, and we were discussing about it, and I was like, I'm a bit disappointed because the person didn't ask me personally, but just took it as his own, and then even won something using my idea. But I don't know, maybe he got it somewhere else. But uh, for somebody that is also your friend, so how come they can get some ideas somewhere else, right? You even went to competition with the same friend from the same batch. So it's gonna be, part of it would be my ideas, right? So um so I feel like when you guys got your idea and you think it is very good, you can go and pattern it, and make sure that when, if somebody asks for it from you, they need to get permission to use it instead of just use it. They can just say, oh, I got this from my friend, it's our collaboration. It's okay to say it's collaboration instead of saying that it is yours when it is coming from somebody else. So if it's happened to you, try to brace yourself. and then
Okay.
because I've done it in 2013, right? And then many people from other states came, lecturers, teachers from other places. So in around 2017 or 18, the tools becomes viral and it looks exactly like mine. And that person is a teacher. I think she went to the icon together with me, and she asked for me. She asked me a lot about it, and she said she's gonna use it. So it went viral, but so lots of people know how to use it now. And at the same time, even though I didn't get the credit for my invention, at least many people can use it now. But it's kind of, yeah, it's hard a bit.
Frustrating,
Maybe,
right?
yeah, heartbreaking.
Najihah, do you have anything to share about that?
Yeah, it must be devastating for Ida because she come up with it, okay? And yeah, I understand what she's saying.
Okay.
Wow, she's gonna hunt him. No, lah. But the thing is, when you're showing it to, you need to know when you copied somebody's idea, and then you are showing it to your Facebook friends, which are you also the friends of the person. People will know that you are actually being a copycat. So instead of copying others, be genuine. Think of your own ideas. Mm, yeah.
Okay, you can actually, when it comes to innovation, you can actually improvise on a person's idea, but you need to ask for permission, okay? And you need to show or to demonstrate a certain level of improvement. Okay, if that is the case, then you can just go ahead with that innovation, and you can call it yours. But in the write-up explaining the innovation, you have to actually acknowledge the person who came up with the original idea. I mean, that's what you have to do. The thing about coming up with a pattern that is looking way ahead of whatever you're doing now, because in order for you to patent an innovation, it will cost you around 500 to 600 ringgit. So that is quite a lot, unless the innovation has been developed so well, and you have, I mean, you when you see it, you know that it has high value, it can generate money, for example, then we can go ahead and patent the innovation. Okay. And that will, if you have something brilliant that I mean, a brilliant idea that you think that can be realized into an amazing innovation, okay, by all means work on it, and after that you will see about how to patent the innovation, and we'll see about how to maximize the potential of the innovation. Okay. Okay, that was a very good response by Shaida. Okay. Is there any more question from Tasselian? Okay, it's 12 past 12 now. Okay, if there's no question, you have Shaida now. You can ask her because she work on sound, okay, or phoneme or phonics. Okay, so you can ask her now. I mean, about her opinion, even concerning whatever you're working on now. I mean, with your assignment or with your innovation project. Okay, it seems that we don't have any question. Okay. Okay, any last words from you? Perhaps you want to give, some kind of an advice for your juniors, for them to ponder and think about. Shaida, starting with you, and then, later Najihah.
I think they are all shy.
Oh,
Hello. Okay, everyone. My dear juniors. My name is Shaida, as in shy at the front, right? But shyness won't get you anywhere. So you need to be bold, be somebody that speak out your mind, give out ideas. Don't afraid to talk when it's time, and then be somebody that are trying your best. You need to try your best in completing your task and become a really good teacher. And for me, I just hope you guys can strive through this phase in your life. And then when you become a real teacher later, I believe that most of you are going to be a great teacher. Yeah. Najihah.
Okay, there's not much that I can say, but to my juniors, I know you're gonna feel alone, especially in this pandemic where you are going to be at home only. But you can always reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Faiz. And regarding this task, this assignment, if you feel lost, then you can just simply like go to the any web search and go to Google and you will find out you will find and then you will have some knowledge and insights on what to do at least that's for starter and the rest I think you can yes you can just contact us okay especially Faiz he's really good okay Faiz Rohizat here in the comment section who is bombing just now and for Shaida as well very good so reach out to us and can ask us and yes, teaching profession is very noble, and if you love it, then you're gonna enjoy it. If you if you don't, you will you will, and you have to love it. Okay, so so okay, future teachers, don't give up in this pandemic. Okay, it's time for you now at 22 years old. Are you 22, Dini?
They are 20, right?
I'm 20 this year.
Oh my God, so babies. Okay, 20. So now
Okay.
it's so it's now time for you to have a control in your life. Okay, so it's time to take in charge of what your decisions are and how you manage and your life and things. Okay, be closer to your God, be closer to Allah, and you will survive in this world. Okay. Okay, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum tazkirah. Okay.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, on behalf of the IPG and also on behalf of Madam Dash, I would like to express our greatest gratitude to Shaida and Najihah for giving and sharing today. Okay, I'm hoping that, I mean, I've given you the invitation later that, you know, I'm working on the certificate as well. I'm hoping that you can make use of that for your future undertaking. Okay, I'm hoping that this collaboration between the juniors and the seniors will continue. Okay, and I would like to extend my advice to the seniors, as I've always said before. Okay, please do proceed with your. I mean, Najihah is now doing her masters. Okay, after masters, go ahead and do your PhD. Okay, so the advice for Shaida is for her to do masters and also continue with PhD. Okay, because I see lots of potential in the two of you. Okay, and I'm very sure that you know you can actually achieve a lot in TESL. Okay, and I'm hoping that you can become lecturers at local universities one day. Okay, so and I would like to, so you know, for you to actually spread the news to your friends in your batch. Okay, so that they do the same thing. Okay, the thing about being a very good lecturer is that you have to start from the lowest level. Okay, many great lecturers they started out from primary school or even secondary school. Okay, so you know you have the potential to actually go all the way. Okay, so if there's nothing else, I think we can stop recording. Zafri? Dini, would you like to say something? Or you would like to close the the talk, right? Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so thank you to Mr. Muhammad Zaki for his advice, and also to our seniors, because it is also very sweet of them to offer uh, what we call uh, to offer a hand, like offer help for us if we are ever struggling with our studies. So now that our panels had answered all the questions and had shared so many useful tips with us, and I believe that there are no more questions to be asked, I bet this is the time for us to wrap up the session. Alhamdulillah, I'd like to thank the audience who had participated along with us for this program, to the panels who had answered our questions earnestly and provided us with very good information, also our lecturers who had guided us throughout this program, and my fellow friends who had worked very hard to make this program work. For the completion of this fourth talk in this Innovation Talk series, I hope that my fellow trainee teachers and also other students that are watching are also inspired by the sharing made by both of our alumni, Ms. Shaida and Ms. Najihah, and that we would also advance with more ideas of innovation, maybe as good as theirs, if not better. So lastly, let us complete this session by reciting Surah Al-Asr and Tasbih Kafarah. Assalamualaikum and please have a good day. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. So the rest of you, I think you can leave the meeting. The thing is, Tejas, are you there?
Sir, can we take a picture?
Oh yeah, sure.
First.
Sure.
So everyone open your camera.
Okay. Turn on your camera, everyone. Let me just, okay, hold on, wait. Change layout, top, so that it can fit most of you. Okay, we have Farah as well. Farah, turn on your camera. Farah from the second batch.
Faiz, cepat.
Faiz as well.
Come on. Follow left.
Faiz, turn on your camera.
I saw him just now. Jana.
Faiz, we want to see you. Come on.
Rebecca.
Aisha Amani.
Sikit. Akila is also in here, right? I saw Akila. And
Oh,
Iman.
I need that's the cat who was naughty just now.
Okay. Okay.
Aizul.
You also have strange creatures behind you, Aimi. Apart from your cats.
My students love that background.
Oh, okay.
But the thing with school kids is they change their background every 5 minutes.
My profile pic already nice, according to Farah.
Farah is also our classmate, okay, Jana? Jana je.
Okay, so who's taking the picture?
I can, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, in 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, good. So, Farah, would you like to say something?
I would like
good afternoon, everyone.
Good for Farah.
Good afternoon, Farah. Farah is, is a very talented person. Okay, listen to this.
I love this energy.
I thought you called me, sir.